rock and roll.
Well, hello, and welcome to the Daily Atheist Morning Show. I am your host, the Amazing Super Chris. Thank you for joining me today. Chris Mallard, that is, in case you didn't already know. I hope you've had a wonderful week so far. It's Wednesday, it is what it is. Looking forward to the holiday, if you will. I guess it would be, I prefer the whole Indigenous Americans Day rather than Thanksgiving, or if you know, if you know, if you don't, you probably don't care. But anyway, I'm looking forward to the food, not looking forward to the misunderstanding of the history of the holiday. Anyway, good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a great day. Ryan hasn't snuck in yet. She usually kind of comes skidding in the last. Oh, there she is. She just rocked in. We'll be back in just a minute. We're going to do the thing at the place with the stuff for the people. You guys are the people. We'll be back.
You have a loved one who's on their deathbed, but they've yet to give themselves up to the Lord?
Are you sure you don't want to come to Jesus?
No.
This is your final chance.
No.
Worried they're headed to the fiery pits of hell.
Your very last chance.
No. I've been wicked and sinful. I deserve to burn in the hot place.
As you wish. Farewell, my heathen husband.
Farewell, my...
Well, fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of post-mortem baptismal kits. No more worries about being miserable alone forever. Be a good Christian and share that eternal pain and suffering with the ones you love.
I'm in hell. Not as hot as I thought it'd be. Kind of feels like Houston, minus the humidity. Hello. My favorite drink crafted to perfection. Ooh, and some dank ass weed.
I can't bear to be down on my face chanting, holy, holy, holy is the Lord, every day, all day, for all eternity, by myself.
Wow, is that George Carlin? And Alan Turing, look at that. Carl say, oh, I am so honored. You've been my hero since I was a kid. Neil deGrasse Tyson, what are you doing here? Oh, I get it. I get it. Schrodinger's heathen. Very cute, you. Very cute. That's fantastic. Oh, what is that? What is? It's holy water. Oh, it burns. No, this isn't where I want to be. Pabst Blue Ribbon and a Marlboro? No!
Father Flanagan's post-mortem baptismal kit. Dead kid tested, Mother Teresa approved.
Is that the Pope and John Paul? Jim Jones and Jimmy Swaggart, huh? I could see that coming. Neil deGrasse, what are you doing? Holy, holy, holy is the Lord. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord.
Thanks, Father Flanagan.
Damn them to an eternity in heaven for only $59.99. They wouldn't appreciate it, but you'll feel better. And that's the point, isn't it? Get yours now. Your heathen loved one's time is running out.
Holy, holy, holy is the Lord. This is some bullshit. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord. Time to do the thing. All right, here we are. Good morning. Good morning. I found her. There she is. There's Ryan.
I'm
ready
here.
to go do the thing. Yes.
Right on time, as always.
Perfect. As always. That was perfecto mundo. You know, it's always awkward whenever they show up early and you're like, I don't want to talk to you because, hi, how are you doing? You had a great week? I had a great week. Okay, great. And then whenever the show comes on, we're like, hey, how are you? The magic is just gone.
Yes. You don't have that spur of the moment kind of interaction.
Very true. So good morning. How are you doing? How's your week going so far, Miss Ryan?
My week is going good. As I said, just busy doing things around the house. I'm knackered. I'm so tired. But good. Like I'm glad. I'm just really glad to be getting it done. It's been raining, so it was hard to get anything too big done because we didn't want to go outside like carrying shit in the rain and the mud.
Right.
But it's not looking so good today. So I'm wondering we might just have to get in the muck and the mire to get it done. I don't know.
Just do it, huh?
Yeah, I might just have to bite the bullet. I can't wait for the perfect day. We only got the damn thing for a certain amount of time. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
Yeah.
But anyway, good.
Well, hopefully your adventures will go smoothly. Hopefully. We briefly talked about Turkey Day on the show yesterday. Of course, both of us are to the thinking that it's, it's the whole Thanksgiving. We know where we stand on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Neither one of us really celebrates the whole traditional, what you would call Thanksgiving. But I do plan to hang out with some family and feed on some turkey.
Yeah.
Get sleepy and some mashed taters.
I'm not a big fan of turkey. Like I do like it, but I don't know. I used to like it more, but now that I'm older, I'm just not a big fan. Even when it's juicy, I feel like I need all the fixins to make it taste good. And then I'm like, well, why am I eating it if it's...
Yeah.
That's me. That's just me. I'm not, judging anybody else's food or how they cook it or whatever. That's just how
I get it. Really though, the turkey is just like a medium. It's a carrier for the gravy. Yeah.
It's like the bread. It's like the bread, and then you put all the really good stuff in the, middle.
That's right,
Okay.
Right. It's like like a transfer device.
You could do that though with I wasn't making hearts. I was actually eating, but okay. But turkey, you could use the turkey as slices with, mashed potato and stuff.
Oh yeah, you could. That's Wile E. Coyote right there. Yeah, I'm really big on the stuffing and the gravy. Those are my things. Stuffing, taters, and gravy. So I'll get it'll be mashed taters and a big old deal of stuffing and a little bit of maybe some turkey, just like a slice or two, a tiny bit. But the rest it'll all be covered in gravy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best parts about it.
I've almost moved up to having my own personal gravy boat, but they say no. They still say no for some reason.
What you mean, like one of them ceramic things?
Yeah, my own personal gravy boat.
Just
my name
drink from it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of how it is. You can. I would rather have a little too much gravy than not enough gravy. There's a texture thing. If it's too dry, it's yucky. And it needs gravy to be not yucky. I mean, it's just, so there's that. Good morning, Amy Nicole Cervantes. John Hudson is here. Good morning, John. Ryan Donovan. Howdy. I got to have my homemade mac and cheese, says Ryan. That's a thing for some people, mac and cheese. Do you do the cranberry sauce? Anybody do cranberry sauce?
I've never been a big cranberry sauce person.
Either.
I get it. Like I get the sweet and the tart with the savory, but it's not my thing.
Yeah. I've never understood it. I've never got it. I've never got the whole have to have beets, the red beet thing, I've never got why that's served at Thanksgiving. I don't know. Maybe that's what they thought people ate back then, turkey, corn, but I just never really got into that. Other people dig it. I'm
not opposed to beets, but I don't know that I've ever. I'm not sure that I've really ever had beets knowingly, like had beets as a side. I think beets are good. I just don't think it's served that often, and I'm not just going to go buy beets.
Right.
I do have beet powder because it's good for like when you make shakes and stuff. You can use just a little bit and it gives it like a little sweetness, but yeah, that's about it. Yeah. I'm not Dwight Schrute. I'm not all about the beets.
Yeah, no, it's been a while even since I've had them. I think the evil one even eats either beets or cranberries, something that of course, like I said, I don't normally eat that. I get my shit and I scurry away. Don't talk to me. You're talking to me. Why are you talking? Yeah. Yeah. But like whenever it comes to sandwiches, we call them sandwiches. I make them with a thin sliced turkey that you get from the deli. And even that comes, and we dry it with paper towels, each and every slice, because it's comes slimy. It's always, ham is even
Yeah.
worse. I don't know what it is about ham. So I don't eat ham hardly at all. Ham sandwiches, no. But I'll take turkey and dry it off with paper towels, the sliced turkey.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll do that. Yeah. It's tasty. We actually, what we do is we take croissants, croissants about this big, and we cut them in half, and we turn those into our sandwiches. That's what our sandwiches are.
So lucky. I can have croissant, but Hubs is a glutenaholic. He's anti-gluten. He's against gluten, I guess I should say.
Is he?
Yes.
Okay.
So in our home, no gluten is allowed. He just can't eat gluten. And I don't buy stuff like that. And I don't eat gluten that much either, because I get a little intolerant to it. But I love croissant.
Yeah, croissants are delicious.
Mm-hmm.
They are. They can be. The evil one is allergic to peanuts.
Like deathly, or
I would guess I've never had an experience with her yet. She says it's bad.
Thank goodness, anaphylactic shock.
I trust her when she says it's bad. She's never had an experience in the time we've been together. But I don't particularly care for nuts. They're all right. I guess I really could give them or take them, and most of the time just leave them. Yeah. So to me, in my mind, it's not really worth it to have them around.
No,
the risk versus reward.
I agree. Like if someone goes into an anaphylactic shock, I just wouldn't have it in the home. I just wouldn't trust myself to maybe accidentally touch something without thinking, because there's been times it's a rarity that I've put stuff in the cart without checking the ingredients. It is a rarity, but there's been once or twice where I've had to start my meal over because I bought like a can of chili beans that had wheat in the sauce, like something you just wouldn't think that beans in some sauce would have, like, why do you need wheat in there? But they do. So yeah, it's happened. So I just try not to bring it in the house. Like the kids have it, obviously, who cares? Yeah. But we don't eat their food. So
yeah. So yeah, that's good. We do have nuts. They are here. They I think there's some in there right now. And they'll probably be there for a long time. It's just not my thing, Do
nuts age?
Yeah, I don't know. Mine did. I mean,
I won't ask the evil one about that.
You'd have to, in fact, because she keeps them now. I don't even get to look at them anymore.
She tells you when you need to do something with them.
That's right. It's like the Mr. Potato Head. Whenever she's ready, and she just sticks it on. Girl leads me by the hand to the bedroom. Gives me my appendage.
Oh, that is too funny. Honestly, saying that just makes me think I think that would work.
Yeah, the future is right here. Detachable. Yeah.
Oh, man. Now I wish I had my own data.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Huh? There you go. That'd be fantastic. From Star Trek, those of you who are unawares.
Yes.
A reminder, this Friday for Sci-Fi Friday, we're going to be watching the Chronicles of Riddick and talking about it. So if you get the opportunity, watch the Chronicles of Riddick and join Ryan and myself and the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Now the first movie we watched last week was Pitch Black. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it first. Then watch Chronicles of Riddick. Yeah. Watch Pitch Black first, then Chronicles of Riddick. Be ready to join us and talk Chronicles of Riddick stuff this Friday. It's going to be fun. So say we all.
It will be enjoyable.
Rainbow Ash says, where might one find said movie to watch online? But many places. I go to a place called tvseries.net. I watch a lot of stuff there. It's really stupid cheap. Like for $10, you get a whole bunch of credits. But you can find it Amazon or I don't know. But it's out there. They are out there. Of course, I don't want you to have to purchase it if you don't have to purchase it.
Yeah, I
But
don't know.
yeah. Yeah.
Because Hobbs just gets what he wants when he wants it.
Yeah.
So I don't understand these limitations.
Right. Well, really, it also depends on things. If you have Xfinity, then you have access to Xstream, which is their version of streaming movies, and they have a whole bunch of movies on there. If you got Paramount, they've got a whole thing. I mean, there's just tons of different places to watch. Yeah. So good luck. May the odds be ever in your favor. Good morning, Adam.
Crackle is also free. Crackle is also a free streaming service, but I don't know what they have on there.
Yeah, I don't know. Tubi may have some stuff.
Tubi.
There's stuff like that. Weirdo CKA says, or Evan says, don't rid the dick.
Says who?
Is it don't ride the dick? I think, is that what you're saying? Stay away, be careful. Or is it don't rid the dick? I'm not really sure.
It could be
Riddick, as in Riddick. Sorry, rid the dick. Got it.
Yeah.
I'll be okay. I'm slow. So we'll be talking about that one this Friday. I'm looking forward to that. I haven't seen it in a while. I guess I better knuckle up, whatever, and watch it again.
We'll either watch it tonight or tomorrow night, but we'll definitely be watching it. He got them. He got the.
Oh, he's already got them. Cool.
Yes. So hopefully, no issues with them.
True. Yeah, I think if I remember, we knew the evil one liked Pitch Black. She enjoyed Pitch Black, but Pitch Black's got Claudia Black in it, and we like her. Of course, she dies, but we like her.
Oh yeah, the one that plays Vala.
Vala.
Yeah.
Oh, so you finally got to see her on the show, Vala. On the show?
she's been in it now for a couple, like back to back, because she was tethered to Daniel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So you guys are into that one where y'all are into the Ori and stuff. Wow.
Yeah, the Ori.
Hallowed be the Ori.
Hallowed be the Ori. Oh, God, here we go again.
I know, right? But yeah, so she's in there. I really enjoy her character, and that's why whenever she and Daniel first meet, she kicks his ass all over that Prometheus bridge, the bridge of their ship. She just beats his ass. It's funny. I dig watching her beat up Daniel.
Yeah, character.
There is, I told you, an episode where they get stuck in time and they learn things about each other, and then that gets undone somehow. I don't want to spoil it for you, but that's a good episode whenever you get to it. There's only one person out of the group that remembers any of it, and it's not them, So,
okay.
Yeah. It's not either one of them. So Kelly Laughlin is here. Good morning, Kelly. Thank you for joining us. Enjoyed having you with us yesterday. I think he's probably going to join us again next week. We'll let him hang out with us. We might even let him talk the next week. Let him get some words in.
Brother.
Who knows?
Poor guy.
Lil of all trades. Good morning, Lil. Thank you all for joining us. Finest plugins. Oi. I hope you're having a great day. I was kind of hoping to see Nerdy Rodent in the chat one of these days. Nerdy Rodent is a nerdy rodent, in fact. And if you've been over to Nerdy Rodent's channel, Nerdy Rodent does a lot with the what do you call it, AI, and with all that stuff, visual art, graphics art, all that business. And he's got some very knowledgeable stuff. So
he's a technological wizard.
He is.
You're a wizard, Nerdy.
I watched some of his videos. I'm trying to follow along. I'm like, man, that's not right, dude. It's not working. That's just because I don't do it right. Anyway.
Oh, man.
Adrian Belgrave. Thank you for joining us this morning, Adrian. Hope you're having a great week so far. So, normally at this point, I'd be like, what do you got planned? I ask you that all the time. That's kind of, what do we do? What are you going to do for the rest of the week? But I know what you're doing. We've already been over. This is one of those kind of weeks. We do have
Groundhog Day weeks.
It is. Ooh, it is. It just never ends. Part of our conversation yesterday kind of spurred our question of the day today, our topic for today. And that's it. You were talking about what caused you to leave, what caused you to open your eyes to the JW, what was going on. And so that was the question of the day. What's the red pill moment that started your deconstruction? And we've got 24 votes so far. Coming in first place is number one on our list, reading the Bible too closely. Yes, paying too much attention to what the Bible says will do that.
That'll do it.
It'll do that, yeah. At 42% of our people. And here's number two. I put this one on the list just for you, Miss Ryan.
Oh.
Hypocrisy of religious leaders.
Yep.
That one's rolling in with 17%. I know, right? It's a biggie.
It's a biggie.
Probably especially for that cult because of how they run it.
Yeah, because you kind of immortalize these people and treat them as if they're special because they tell you that they're special. Kind of just like Trump. I'm sure that eventually, if people in MAGA, if it clicks one day, they're going to feel much the same way.
Right. Some of those people, I don't know. I just want to say some of those people on that side of the line, there's a part of the brain that squeezes out the shame juice.
Yeah.
And I don't think their brain does that. I don't think their brain does that like ours do.
They don't.
They don't feel shame.
Right.
Like we do.
Right. No. That is very true.
So I just kind of a notion I had, because I'd be like so ashamed to do some of that stuff. It's crazy.
Oh, I'm so ashamed now of some of the things I said, I thought, I did. I just overwhelmingly wish I could not do that. Don't ever do that again. Okay.
Don't kid, yes. Number three on our list of science class blew my mind. That's coming in at 13%. And then we've got 29% of the people said all of the above, and they've left some comments. I want to mention that Adrian Belgrave over here in the chat says, Adrian, if I were to deconstruct, that would be my reason. Number two, a lot of false teachings, prophets from the pulpit. Yeah, there's a lot of that. I mean, how many people lost their faith whenever they found out that the priest that they've been praying with and confessing to for decades was a predator offending children? How many people have gone, oh no, and just literally stepped away from the faith from that? You can't say just one. It's a non-zero number. I can only, because whenever you think about, wasn't it Boston? Just Boston alone had 1,800 priests who had been.
I don't remember.
That was that movie. Yeah. Anyway, it's a shit ton. It's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, lists appear on the regular. Like all of a sudden, one of these archbishops or whatever will find out that there's this list of people who've just been shuffled around to hide what they're doing and how many on a regular basis. Yeah. We have this stuff unfurling in front of us.
And that's the shame of it, really. It's as much about or more about the cover-up as it is about the actual offense. Because you don't actually have to be the person doing the deed to hurt the children. If you facilitate that harm, you're just as culpable.
Exactly.
Yeah. Good morning, Austin Sims. Thank you for joining us. Detroit Atheist Queen. Hi, Kelly. Thank you for being here this morning. And Gile, awesome. Let me see if I got any other red pill moments showing up in the chat. Not yet that I've noticed, but that was kind of yours specifically. And I thought we would, that'd be a good one to talk about. It really does seem, I mean, sometimes you get like, is it the Mormons that believe this, or is it the Jehovah's Witnesses? I don't remember which ones believe what, right? That's kind of how it is for me, has always been for me. But I do remember thinking, that's not a very big number of people that are going to get into heaven. And how can you, what happens to all the rest of them?
They get left with a pretty shit job. They think it's great. They think that it's going to be great. Because they're only thinking of the end, which is just only people like them living this great, perfect life with no disease, and they get along with animals, and it's this idyllic kind of place that they're going to live, and it will be this earth, but you have to remember that in order for all that to happen, God or Jesus, whatever, both of them, in tandem, have to pummel the earth and destroy all of us, the non-believers. So what is that going to leave behind? That's going to leave behind a lot of dead bodies, a lot of trash, probably disease. I mean, I guess if God cures
really?
this disease, but we don't know
Yeah.
when that will be, when we get perfection. So we have to reach perfection. So
Gotcha.
we don't know what we'd be dealing with after that,
Okay.
Armageddon happens.
So
So
you
you
might
don't
be just like the
know.
cleaning crew.
Yeah. So while the people are up in heaven just kind of waiting for you to like get the job done,
Killing, yeah.
you got to be like digging the holes and burying the body.
That's right. Or or does it also befall upon you to, or those people to help destroy the wicked, or are they just a cleanup crew?
Okay, so okay. From my point of view,
Thank you.
as a child,
Okay.
I was never specifically told you will have a weapon in your hand and you will be killing people, but it was always propositioned to me that when it all goes down and it all hits the fan, if something is asked of you, which you do not know what will be asked of you from an angel,
Right.
from God, from whatever,
Right.
would you do what is asked of you? So I thought that there could be a time where I'd be asked or expected to do something that normally I wouldn't do. Like that,
Right.
it could be something as simple as we're at school and I have to close the door and keep those kids out there with, the shooting or whatever, and me stay.
Yeah.
So I thought that there was a possibility that my hands could have to get dirty. Now there will be some JWs who will say, no, I never thought that. That's not. But who are you to say that you wouldn't be asked to do those things? You can't
Right.
promise. Where's that say that God's going to not ask you to do those things? Like, where's that promise at?
Yeah. And based on the
Expect the
history
worst,
of his
honey.
other followers, yeah. Yeah. Expect the worst. Based on his tradition, his own book, his
Yeah.
example set. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Prepare.
Right.
That was kind of one of my thinkings whenever I was in my 11, 12, 13 years old kind of era.
Yeah.
Whenever I was in there, that was my thinking. I'm going to be a warrior for God. I'm going to come back and I'm going to be slaying the evil demons. I've talked about this on the show, the evil, the wicked and all that. But then when you get to know what's really going on, anybody who's a non-believer is a wicked. You're going to be slaughtering children, mothers defending their children, mothers and fathers doing that. I mean, you're just going to be slaughtering everybody. It's just going to be a big, huge bloodbath.
And who's to say that it isn't like non-discriminate? If kids are like, again, if God is willing to kill innocent children simply because of the sins of their parents, like he did in the flood.
Oh,
like
and he is.
Pharaoh, right?
Yep.
Like all those kids that died and the pregnant women who died. You have to expect that is exactly what he would do, that he would kill innocent children, or else, okay, say he doesn't. Say he's like, you know what, at a specific age, because I do think that in the Bible, like Jewish people follow like a very specific age of when you're of like the age of knowledge or whatever. And maybe they have a specific age. But again, who's to say? We don't know any of these things. None of these are specified. You're making assumptions based off a doctrine that was made up by some dude.
And for those of you who don't know, Jesus, or the Lamb, I guess, which is supposed to represent Jesus, returns in Revelation covered in blood. His robes are soaked in blood. This is it's not like he's going to come back. They're like, oh, well, Jesus doesn't have any part of that. Jesus is soft and loving and kind. He's all about, wait a second. Let's talk about that for a minute. Jesus is the guy with the sword coming out of his mouth, the bronze feet, sword coming out of his mouth, and he's going to, covered in blood. That's the Lamb, bitches. Chemical Squirrel says, I missed the intro. What are we talking about today? Today we're talking about what's the trigger that really started you down the road of leaving your faith. What was your red pill moment? Yeah. And Ryan's was that she, once she kind of took a look at the hierarchy and the structure of the leadership of the Jehovah's Witnesses, it started to seem more like a self-dealing kind of situation. Yeah. And then of course she also had a kid there too. What?
Oh, what in the organization when I was pregnant?
No, I mean, whenever you left the faith, if I remember correctly, you said you had a daughter, I think it was, that was kind of helping show you the light.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she kind of had said something to me that just made me think like, wait a minute. cult. You're thinking it's a cult, because I was always told, like, hell no, it's not a cult. So I just accepted that. Like, okay, the cult said they're not a cult, they must not be a cult.
That's right.
And I'm like, my kids are smart. Like, I've always looked up to my kids, like, God damn, I wish I paid attention to school like they did. I wish I was that smart. And I'm like, if my daughter's thinking that it's a cult, and her, significant other at the time also thinks the same, and he's a pretty bright kid, maybe I need to look into that. So that was kind of, there were several, I think we all probably have like several little cracks that kind of eventually just busted wide open. So there was many things that kind of led me there, but just realizing that people were dying because of arbitrary rules, arbitrary laws, that people with no knowledge, people who can't even run their own lives, right? Like, I might offer advice, here and there, whatever, but I'm not going to offer someone advice like life or death, whether they should take medicine or not take. Who would I be to do such a thing? That's despicable. But you have these men who can't even wipe their own ass, making these kind of arbitrary laws that are killing people.
That's true.
I was like, whoa, if they're doing it, who else is doing it? Like, what corporations are doing it? What other religions are doing it? Is my president doing it? Yes, he is.
Yes, he is. Yes, indeed. Yeah. So it's the whole don't look at the man behind the curtain situation.
Yeah.
And part of the deal, though, is like what you're talking about right now, the people who are unable, they're not really up for the job. They claim to do a certain thing, to be of a certain level, but like you said, they can't even run their own lives. Kash Patel doesn't even look like he can maintain a decent bathing schedule, let alone actually be the head of the FBI. Are you okay there, girl?
Why does his eyes always look like that?
I don't know. Like he's caught in something.
Like he's scared. Like he's stupid. Yeah. Like he got caught
twice. Yeah. Blink twice. He'll probably point back and be like, look, I was terrified. You can see the look on my face right there.
That's what he's doing. That's exactly what he's doing. He's prepping us. He's prepping us for the moment that he has to break from the mob to protect his own ass. Look, did you see my face? I was really just scared the whole time.
Can you imagine what went through his head after years of being release the Epstein files and all this stuff? He was really one of the podcasters at the forefront of all that, one of the loudest voices. And to be walked back in the room and gone, listen, dude, Donald Trump's in all this stuff and we have to deny it, and you're on the wrong side. You have to flip now and be exactly what you've been against for all these years. Can you imagine the drive home for him that day, and probably many days subsequently? When
you go against your own values, you turn on your own, like you disappoint yourself, but do they even have any kind of moral standing ground to even feel, as you said, to even feel that embarrassment, to feel that guilt, to feel the shame? I don't know if they do anymore, some of these people.
Some of them.
They're only sorry when they get caught.
Right. That's right. Can you imagine what it'd be like if you're sitting there and you get a call, you're a podcaster, and you get a call from Obama, and you're like, Obama wants you to serve your country and you want to go do a thing. So you go do a thing for Obama and the nation. And what you find out for this guy that you thought was wonderful, and you find out he was actually the pedo person that you've been against all these years. That's what the equivalent, I feel, of how it would be for us on our side, roughly, or Kamala or somebody else, because that it just had to be a rough day, you can see it on his face. And then the questions he's lied in front of Congress so many times. I can't imagine that once reality sets back in and once we get a reasonable government, that these people won't spend the rest of their lives in prison. Well, and if they don't, then the people who don't put them in jail, they should be investigated as well. If it was like the last time, like what's his fuck, the guy who didn't press charges on Donald Trump, he should be investigated. Really. Well, what was his name? Merrick Garland.
I don't know.
2 years that guy fucked off before he finally decided to press charges.
Why aren't they under the jail?
Right. Right. What happened to insurrectionists? You know, that's part of the problem. One of the things is, though, there were people who were convicted of insurrection or January 6th. They should have been executed. Had they been executed rather than sitting their asses in jail waiting for Donald Trump to let them out, we probably wouldn't be in the situation we're in. And I know it's a big word, the executed word. I know, but that's technically the price you pay for those actions. It's not like I'm saying anything wrong or saying any, literally, they were convicted of. They should face those. And had they faced those, now you can't tell me that if Donald Trump managed to get somebody convicted of treason or insurrection, that he wouldn't have them executed. Oh yeah,
Well,
he's already threatening to.
do that. Yeah, I do believe that he would do that in a heartbeat.
Yep.
You know, I wouldn't. I understand your opinion. I personally wouldn't execute them, but I think it's completely disrespectful to the country the way that this has been treated so flippantly, as if it's a nothing burger. When as if you, like you said, if this had been on the flip side, if this had been, Democrats doing something ridiculous and asinine, like storming the Capitol and killing Capitol Police and harming Capitol Police, I absolutely think immediately, like, we wouldn't be here years down the road. That would have happened.
Yes.
That would have happened like probably within months or weeks.
Exactly. Well, there's
on that.
I feel like there's a reason why they have that as the punishment, is because if you don't do that, if those people are still around, they will do it again.
It's like the intolerance. If you tolerate intolerance, it's going to lead to more people, and then eventually there will be no tolerance. It's just going to be a bunch of Nazis and Christian nationalists running the country.
But the note, wasn't it like, if I remember right, it was somewhere around $3 million that the Donald Trump administration and campaign paid to have right-wing insurrectionist people transported to Washington.
I don't is that not enough evidence?
And how? So I mean, he's the one who's laying out the punishments. We have evidence that they've done it. I mean, I'm just saying, not that I'm really, if you know me, I'm not normally a big proponent of that. No. In this case, it's only because there's the sheer number of them and the fact that they learn nothing. How many of them have been released by Trump, pardoned by Trump, and gone on to commit subsequent crimes, whether it be attacking political officials or raping children? These people have done horrific things since they've been released from jail by Donald Trump.
Oh yeah, they've been shoot. Oh, now I can't remember, but I just heard about some insurrectionist harassing somebody. Damn it, and I can't remember who. But like, why is this person out of jail able to harass people and threaten people again? Are you kidding me?
Yep.
That's how unserious they are when it comes to violence.
Yes. And well, I don't know. Yeah, I think you're right. You're right. They're some of them are unserious when it comes to violence until it's violence pro their side. Then all of a sudden they're very serious about it or against their side. Anyway, let's take a little break. We'll be back in just a minute. We're going to do a thing. Listen to a song. Boop.
Está no bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. El ataco fue no bueno, it stings like a bee. They told me she was his sister, now I'm plagued between the knees. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. Mi burrito está no bueno, a full bladder I fear. Abraham's lies and Sarai's touch have left me itching front to rear. Mi burrito está no bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave a sister wife to me. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. Mi burrito está no bueno, a full bladder I fear. Abraham's lies and Sarai's touch have left me itching front to rear. Mi burrito está no bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs.
We are back. Here we are. We are back. We have returned. We've got Cephas 5053. Thank you for joining us this morning and spouting your nonsense in our chat. Much appreciated. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life, so because Jesus said so, apparently. Or at least that's what Paul says, because Jesus didn't actually write anything down, did he?
Oh.
I was just wondering if Cepha actually knows that they're a Paulinian and not an actual Christian. Do they know that, or are they just...
One wonders.
One wonders.
One
It's
wonders.
really a matter of how ignorant, not if they are ignorant, but how ignorant of their own Bible they are. I'm just saying. Yeah.
It's kind of weird. We don't have like originals, so we don't even
Yeah.
know what these original letters
Yeah.
say.
Isn't it crazy that, like, when Jesus arose, according to the text, like the undead or the dead rose from their graves and thousands of them walked through the streets of Jerusalem, but nobody bothered to write that shit down. Nobody, not a single person.
Wonder why.
Yeah. See, hey, Cephas, you should listen to Adrian whenever Adrian tells you, join in the chat, have some fun, but don't poke the bear. The bear will fuck you up.
Be cool, man. Be cool.
I will drop shit about your own faith you had no idea about. You'll be rocking in a corner in the fetal position crying by the time show's over.
No.
We don't want that.
No, we don't want that.
Well,
we
we
don't
probably,
want nightmares.
we probably do. Yeah, so those are some of the things that we've been talking about today are interesting things that shape our lives, and I forgot what they were. But that's okay, because I'm reading the chat, so it makes it okay. How well do you know him? Oh, do you get to call him Jesus, or is it Mr. Christ? That's a good one. That's a good one. I had somebody in my yeah, I had someone in my comments talking about, Jesus spoke to me and he saved me from something, and that proved to me that there was a God. And I was like, really? You're that special? You, all the millions of Christians who've come and gone and died horrific deaths, but you, my friend, you are special enough that Jesus talks to you and showed you the way.
Well,
That's
he can't talk to us
narcissism.
all. He can't. Come on, Chris. You can't expect him to talk to us all. That he can't do that. That would be too difficult.
I know, but Satan, oddly enough, can.
Isn't
that
weird?
weird?
He can talk to us through movies, through books, through
Our own
friends,
hand, touching ourselves. Jesus,
through
Satan is there.
music. Yeah. So how is it that God can't? That's kind of fascinating.
It really is. Is God that weak? How weak and impotent is their God?
Flaccid, even.
That's a the flaccid father.
Very flaccid father.
that's a good point. I like your points. Those are good points. So I've kind of thought that myself, and we've covered it several times on the show about how narcissistic and pleading their God is, about how could you want all these people to suck your ass all the time? Holy, holy is the Lord. It's like Mike Tyson. Remember, we've talked about Mike Tyson. Had that guy. Cephalus says, I want you to use that word in a sentence, please. Okay, which word? Cephalus at secular. Let's look what secular said. Secular feeling, it says, keep it in your pants.
Proselytizing? Is that the
Proselytizing. Ah, yes. Maybe that's the word. Is not.
I don't know. I'm not sure, but that might.
I think that's the word. Yeah, yeah. So, but I mean, it's okay to come in here and like point your arguments and your debates as to, Jesus did this or Jesus did that, or this is what the Bible says, or this is what this says. But to come in here and go, Jesus is the Lord, and just keep repeating and preaching like that, Jesus is God, Jesus is the way. We don't put that up. Shit, don't do that. Go do that somewhere else. You've got whole entire church groups that are willing to sit there and bury their heads up their ass going, Jesus is God, Jesus is God. So don't do that in our chat. Because our mods will bounce you. Yeah, it don't work.
It won't work.
It don't work. Let's see. No devil, no God, just a natural world. That's right. Really, when you think about it, it kind of makes sense. Shit happens. We're species raised on, evolved through killing and eating other species, and just the world doesn't give a shit about you. If you think you're hurting and you're just going to lay there and hurt and the world's going to save you like the war, it's just really not. There's no, especially if it doesn't know. Now, some of the people in the world might, you know what I mean? But the world itself, the universe does not give a shit about you at all. Period.
We're insignificant.
So insignificant. Yes.
We didn't exist for billions of years, and there could be a time where we don't even exist anymore. That's right. This whole planet could go kaboomsies when our sun dies out. I mean, that's a long way away. But
it is.
And humans go bye-byes.
Yeah. That's true. So there's a lot of that. Now, this individual said, I don't mean to bother. God bless. Well, we're not bothered. I'm not bothered. Maybe you're bothered now after the things I've said, and that's why you've left. That does happen. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But you really ought to hang around. We're very educational. You'll learn things. I mean, yeah.
We're smart people.
You want to know. We're smart people. We know smart things. That's interesting. Better Than Ember sounds interesting. You guys are great. Jay Bundy. Oh, hey, yeah, adult Bible study. That'd be very interesting to check out. Better Than Ember is doing an adult Bible study with Jay Bundy.
Ooh.
Probably on Black Friday. I encourage you to join us and learn what the book really says. That would be interesting. That would be probably fun. It really just depends on you, Cephas. We have a lot of people who come through here. Some of them want to learn. Some of them want to know. Some of them don't. But here's the deal. You can go look at what we show you. And believe it or not, that's kind of up to you. But when it comes from your own Bible, that's where shit starts getting really hard.
Yeah.
Jesus loves you and Jesus is mercy and all this stuff. And then you talk about the things that God is. And wait a second. We don't do that. No. We don't do that God stuff. We do the Jesus thing around here. It's the second covenant. It wasn't the first covenant. It was the second covenant. But the first covenant is what exposed you to what your God really is. Jesus is just a Band-Aid, Follow me and you won't have to deal with this evil God monster behind me. So, hey, Secular Feeling says, astronomy nerd here. Sol isn't the type of star that explodes. It will go into a red giant and swallow Mercury and Venus and Earth. And yeah, maybe.
If God is unchanging, how comes there's a second covenant? I'm confused.
Yeah, that's a good one. And why didn't you need to cut off a body part for the second covenant? Matter of fact, here's an interesting point you should learn, is that the second covenant is actually where you can stop cutting off the body part. The first covenant is like you got to cut off the end of your dick. The second covenant was whenever Paul and those who were working the Christian thing were having a really hard time getting people to leave Judaism or to become followers of them because you had to cut off the end of your dick. So they said, you know what, no more of that as part of the second covenant. So the part of the second covenant with God is that you no longer have to give up the end of your penis.
It wasn't profitable.
Isn't that fascinating?
Yeah, they couldn't get the converts.
That's right.
But you know what they probably could get rather easily? Is the women.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, of course.
Well, they didn't have to do that. And Christianity at first was quite welcoming to women and treated them with more respect. They had a bit more power. They could even be priestess. They could be deacons. They could be preachers. It was NBD. But then once the state got a hold of that, all of that changed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if it was kind of starting to get top heavy with the women.
You know, there you go. Well, they're trying to thin them out.
As a pun, but that could be a pun.
It does work works out, doesn't it? Lieutenant Jedi, good morning, Lieutenant Jedi says, if God were all knowing, we wouldn't need to cut bits off our junk. That's true. That's a good point. You know, why did he, yeah, of course, I've made this point. I think that it's like a model, like the model aircrafts you get. And the foreskin is actually the little piece of plastic that sticks on the model that you have to kind of shave off with a razor
or
before
3D
you put
printer.
the model in. Yeah, same thing. It's like the little detritus part that you got to cut off. See, that's what it is.
Yeah,
otherwise, you were made perfect. Right, there you go. Otherwise, you were made perfect. As you can see, no deformities. In God's image. Yeah, that sort of thing. Kibble's cool. Yes. If God is the only God, why didn't he make himself known for the first 10,000? Oh, known for the first 10,000 human years. That's a good one. Well, I mean, God even kind of in a way admits there are other gods.
Oh yeah. In the commandments, in the sayings. Right.
God doesn't say you can't worship other gods. It does not say that. It says you cannot worship other gods before me.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So like you worship this God at 6:30 p.m. and you can worship any other God you want to at 7 p.m. You see, it's kind of like that sort of situation. But the overall notion is that there are more than one of them. It is the primary God.
Yeah.
But then, of course, it would believe in other gods, wouldn't it? I mean, because for it to be atheist would be kind of weird, I think.
That's kind of funny. But who circumcised God? Because God and they believe that God was. So who was the one who did that?
I don't know.
Did he do it to himself?
Did he? He probably could. I guess he could. I'm just curious. But wait a second. The circumcision is part of a covenant. Who would God be having a covenant with? Well, I guess with man. So did God circumcise himself as part of the covenant with Abraham? Did everybody cut off the end of their dick, or was it just Abraham's side? It sounds like a losing side.
They're both like, let's cut our peepees and we make them touch. And then
that's
get a little blood.
And that's when they kissed. So you're sitting there and you've got this altar made of stone, right? And it comes up to the waist and you pull out your thing, pull out the slack, right? And you're here and God's over there and you're like, all right, who's going to go first? And a 1 and a 2.
Wait, are we doing it on 3 or after?
Or 3, then go. That's right.
Go.
On go. No, John Hudson says no eye contact made. Just the tip. Exactly right. For some reason, I don't know what it is. But, it's just so many things you can do with it afterwards. I'm sure God has got a plethora of uses for foreskins, necklaces, earrings, We've talked about that before, how they take the foreskin blood and they just kind of tap it. Because it's all, that blood is like, as long as it's not from a female.
Odoriferous
emanations. Hulk Hogan taught me that word.
Oh.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan taught me the word odoriferous emanations.
He died recently, didn't he?
Yeah. Didn't he? Yeah, he did. It was for a Old Spice commercial. I think it was an Old Spice commercial. He was talking about how he stank, his odoriferous emanations.
Oh.
I don't know. I was young. I don't know how I remember that shit, but it stuck with me. So, yep. Let's see here. Oh, Cephas says, assume he exists. Okay. We can do that. Which he?
Well,
It just depends on who Cephas is, right? If Cephas is a Protestant, then it would be this God. And if he's a Catholic, then it would be this God. They're entirely different he's. I'm just kind of curious. That's kind of like the whole God created the universe. There must be a creator because X, Y, and Z. If this created that, something had to create the first thing. But how can you prove, even if you could prove that there was an original creator, a prime mover, that first flick of the first domino, you still have no way to prove that flicker of that domino is Jesus or God or any of that business.
And
go ahead.
no, I was just replying to Steve. He said, so nothing I say would matter because we hate the Christian God. I think you're misunderstanding. I don't believe that the Christian God exists.
Right.
In my opinion, what I read about the Christian God in the Bible leads me to believe that if he did exist, he'd be an asshole.
It'd be a horrific creature. Creature.
But I don't think he exists, so I don't necessarily hate him. The idea of him really sucks. Like what people think of him.
Right.
Sucks.
If you've ever seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit, do you hate, what was his name? Doom? Christopher Lloyd in the black hat. I don't remember his name. Judge Doom. Do you hate him? Do you sit around going, Judge Doom, I just hate that motherfucker? Or do you realize that Judge Doom doesn't exist and that it's just a bad character and a thing, and that if it did exist, you wouldn't like it?
Yes.
That's what it is. We don't sit around going, God damn you.
We just have a lot of rhetorical conversations about stuff. Really,
we do joke about it.
Yeah, we have a lot of open discussions about what could be, what would be, why it isn't this way. If something's supposed to be perfect, or on some kind of moral high ground that's above us, like why does he do things that we would never do as humans?
Right.
Just kill people indiscriminately is whatever.
Yeah. Why is the God of the Bible so immoral?
Yeah.
Constantly, always. Now I notice there's somebody saying that says Sapien Cephalopod says, I hate Star Wars. And I can almost get on board with you on that one. I don't hate Star Wars, though. I do hate where Kathleen Kennedy took Star Wars. But I'm using the word hate here. Indiscriminately.
I know.
I don't sit around hate masturbating about Star Wars and hoping it fails.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
However, this I think I saw something that leads me to believe that this individual thinks that God and Jesus are the same creature. And if that's the case, then you have to reconcile how Jesus went around killing all those babies. How Jesus killed all those creatures, how Jesus drowned all those children.
No.
If Jesus and God are the same, then Jesus is the one who drowned all the children during the flood.
Not my Jeebus.
Not Jeebus. I know, isn't that
my
rough?
Jeebus.
That's
He's
rough.
the good guy.
That's what they want you to believe.
He made everything worth it. He made all the bad stuff seem worth it.
He did, but what if you don't believe in him? Then there's all the bad stuff again. That's right. If you don't believe in Jesus, you actually have to face the evil God monster of the Old Testament. He's just like I don't know. I haven't even thought. He's not like a bouncer. He's like a temporary, like a chauffeur. I don't know, a temporary protection. Yeah.
My boss.
That's right. The Chemical Squirrel said, oh, Chris, that's not something I ever thought about. I guess talking about Jesus killing all those children. Yeah, the God of the Old Testament, I don't know if you know this or not, individual person who's watching, that there was a time where the people were going through the desert for 40 years. They were going through the desert. And they were sick of eating the same shit over and over again. So they complained about having to eat the same shit over and over again. And you know what God did? Jesus, yes.
Said, fuck you, bitches.
He sent them a Hardee's buffet. And like, fuck all of you. No, he sent snakes. He sent in snakes to bite and kill and torment them.
That's poisonous.
Here's another little thing you might find of interest. Do you remember those people that we were just talking about? The people who left Egypt and traveled to the promised land? Not a one of them fucking made it. I think actually only two people of that entire group of people didn't make it. None of them, really. They were all lost. They were all lost. None of them made it. They all died in the desert. Moses himself didn't make it. It was Moses, wasn't it?
Yeah, he
Moses,
did. He sadly never got to step into the promised land.
He didn't either, because whenever he was told to pray to a rock, and instead of praying to a rock, he hit it with a staff and then followed God's word for decades to the letter, leading the people and all that stuff. But because a long time ago he did that one thing that God didn't approve of, he never got to go into the promised land. So I just don't think you really realize what your God creature is if you think it's loving and merciful and all that business. It's just not in the book.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that what we what's that?
No, he said we know where those false gods came from. It's if you call them false gods, then why is it that Yahweh kind of stole, if you will, a lot of their epithets, their powers, their land? I mean, he basically took over their position. So why would he do that if they were false gods? That's kind of weird. It's almost as if they did exist.
Yeah, or none of them existed.
Or none of them. Yeah. I believe
I'm going with you on that one. Yeah. I tell you what, let's do the thing. We'll be back in just a minute. Ooh, what should we do? Should we do the holy halos? I think we'll do the holy halos for the Christians in the chat.
Next up in the bark bank, a clergyman with a holy hustle and maybe a few unholy loopholes.
Hi, Barks. Blessings and belly rubs to you all. I'm Father Flanagan, and today I'm here seeking $50,000 for 3% of my soul-saving startup, Holy Halos, the world's first, soon-to-be, church-approved condoms. Following the ways of the Lord can be hard and often require sacrifices of the flesh. Well, fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of Holy Halo condoms.
Hold on, Father. The church very much doesn't like condoms. How do you expect to sell these?
Well, you're right, but these aren't just any condoms. No, my furry financiers, these are permeable. But every single halo has been dipped in holy water, a divine divider between you and sin. You can finally frolic freely and still keep that sweet spot in heaven. Permeable, but dipped in holy water to keep the sin out, but let the babies in.
Let you get your stick wet without getting your stick stuck.
If you know what I mean.
Oh my! Very embarrassing every time.
So basically they don't work as condoms, but they let you get away with having sex without going to hell?
Exactly. The church gets to keep making babies, but you don't have to keep going to confession. Think of it. No more guilt. No more awkward "I'm saving myself for marriage" speeches. With Holy Halos, you can take those pray hands and turn them into lay hands.
Didn't I read that holy water is full of bacteria like E. coli? Won't this be harmful to women's health?
The words are English, but I don't understand the question.
How are you addressing the issue holy water presents for women's health?
Again, I'm not understanding.
She does that. Well, we don't get it either.
Is that mesh from a window screen?
Ah, that's a keen eye you have there, young lass. Yes. Another fine selling point, rough on the outside to increase her shame, as it should be, but soft and smooth on the inside, internally lubed and ribbed for his pleasure. We even have custom scents.
Scents? Now you have my attention. What flavors we talking? Don't pitch me that vanilla missionary nonsense, Padre.
Well, we do have virgin vanilla, but we also have miracle mint and cooing camel, and my personal favorite, sweat of the Savior.
And the Vatican, they've blessed this endeavor?
Well, not exactly. I'm still waiting on the papal decree one way or the other.
I love it, but you're asking 50 grand for only 3%. That's rough, Father, real rough.
Not running with the big dogs on this one. I'm gonna stay on the porch.
Me too. Good luck, Father. 15%.
Ouch, 15%, that's highway robbery even for the church.
Come on, Father. We're dogs. We know a bone when we see one. 10%, and we'll even bless your branding.
Look, meet me in the middle. 7%, and I'll baptize all your puppies.
7% works for me. Father Flanagan, it looks like
Wait a second. Our producers say we have a special call-in bidder. Let's get him up on the screen. Folks, we have the guardian of the sacred fire hydrant himself.
Oh no.
Defender of the holy tennis ball and eater of the golden kibble, Pup Oliver Poops a Lot the Fifth.
Flanagan!
Yes, your poultry.
50,000 at 20%.
20%?
And you get to keep calling yourself a father.
Sold to the pup in the very fine hat.
I knew you'd see it my way.
You're very wise, your hiney. Would there be anything else?
He may leave.
Father Flanagan's line of holy halos, ultra thin, spiritually thick. Available in 3 sizes: conservative, medium, and liberal.
All right, we are back. I am right. I am back. The door is peeking out. It's like peeking out. Are you there? Can you see me, door? That's what the door is doing. Hello, everyone. Let's see. Somebody in the chat said, oh, Bear Thalmus is here. Bear Thalmus. Bear Thalamus. You know, that's ringing a bell. That's familiar. It sounds like, there she is. It sounds like a name from my comments in my YouTube videos. That's what it sounds like. I could be wrong. You may not be that person. Anyway, let's see here. Ravidale is here. Wow, Ravidale is here. Austin Sims, thank you for joining us. And I think Seth from the Ambushed Apostate showed up here. Finally come dragging his lazy butt in because, you know, and hi, Patience Stanhope.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Let's see here. I think I saw a new face in the chat. It was brief. Mighty Filbert is here. There we go. Good morning, Filbert. Thank you for joining us. Barathelmus. Oh yeah, there you go. Barathelmus. There you are. I see you. I don't know what you're going to say yet. You know, we'll see. We'll see. So good morning, everyone. I'm ready for the weekend. I'm ready for some turkey. Actually, I'm ready for some ice cream.
Is dessert your favorite part? Your favoriteest favorite part?
It really is my favoriteest of favorites parts. And you know, some people like cake. I'm not really a cake guy. It depends on the cake. I could do some like white cake or something, yellow cake.
Yellow cake.
Old fashioned yellow cake, you know, but just a little bit and not a shit ton of icing because they put that icing on there. It's just sugar. It's just liquid, gooey sugar.
Some icing, I don't like them at all. Yeah, you can taste the granules in it.
Yeah, it's
like
just
that.
horrific. But you know, just yellow cake. And now the reason why is because I'll put the yellow cake on el plate. That means the plate. And I'll put it on the plate and there'll be the ice cream there. And then the juices, the gooey juices from the ice cream will get onto part of the cake and I will get to... That's some of my favorites right there.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
You like pie?
I'm okay with pie. I'm all right. Now, the evil one this time, she bought a large pumpkin pie. Very large pumpkin.
Yum.
I'm not going to go there because that's her territory. Any piece of pumpkin pie that I eat will be a piece that will not be left over after it's done and that she will not get to eat. see, says this, you know, anyway, but she did get an apple pie for me. I had a choice. I could get a pecan pie. Right. No, I don't like the pecans enough to make that yeah. I can't eat it and then kiss my wife.
Oh, right.
You know, yeah. And then, of course, it's just liquid sugar. It's liquid. It's not as granular, but that crap in between the pecans.
Goo. It's like goo.
It's just goo. Horrific goo, yeah. So I'm not really into that, but she gave me the choice. Apple pie of the apples, or cherry pie. Now, I love me some, what are they called? Macchiato cherries? Is that how you say it?
Maraschino?
Maraschino, that's it. I love me some little red cherries. They're fantastic because they were like a super luxury when I was a kid, you know, super rare. I love them, but I love them like that, out of the jar, eating them off a stem. That's out of the juice that they send them in. Whenever they put it in the cherry pie, it's not the same. They may not be the same kind of cherries. I don't know, but it's just not.
Yeah, it's probably
it's not the same.
I mean, cherry pie is okay. I mean, the cherry flavor is okay. It's not my go-to. It's probably not like my favoriteest of flavors or of pies at all.
Yeah, I dig the cherry flavor. Like I would say it's probably one of my favorite, like in a Kool-Aid, for example.
Or like a lollipop or a
Yeah,
popsicle
exactly.
or something like that. Yeah.
But to sit around and eat cherries and liquid stuff like that just doesn't really kind of do it for me.
Don't do it for you.
Doesn't for me. No. Not like it probably used to. Salt of the Red Earth is here. Wow, long time no see. Thank you for joining us. Nice to see you. What about pineapple? Asks better than ever.
Ooh, pineapple.
It's good. It's just different. I don't think I've ever had a pineapple pie per se, but
I've
like
had pineapple upside down cake.
Yeah,
they're
and that's
good.
delicious. Yeah. But I wouldn't actually put that in the place of a pie. Just like, if you're going to have a pie, I wouldn't put green beans in place of that pie because they're not the same thing.
Yeah.
So even though a pineapple upside down cake is kind of like a pie, it's not a pie. It's in its own little thing, and I really enjoy it. That's another one where if they do it right, the stuff, like once you get it on your plate and it has a moment, the stuff around the little edges is just little, the breading part that the pineapple upside down cake is coming from. It's tasting delicious. You know what I've gotten really into lately is Neapolitan.
The ice cream?
The ice cream. I found it. Okay, so I got some at the grocery store. I was getting the butter pecan. It's like $6 for a half gallon. And then one day I was doing the grocery shopping and I saw that they had cookies and cream in a whole gallon, but it's like the cheap version. And it was like $7. So I got it. I was like, why is it $1 more? And I got twice as much. So, but it was actually really good.
Yeah.
The Walmart's really good. They say it's not good, but this is usually pretty good stuff. Pretty good. So the next time I went in there, I saw that they had Neapolitan. So I got me some Neapolitan. Now, if you're familiar, if you're old enough, Neapolitan was kind of a treat. That strawberry, because you could always get chocolate and vanilla, but that strawberry that come in the middle of that Neapolitan was something else. And yeah.
I never used to like it. Now I don't mind it, but as a kid, like I didn't want the strawberry part. I would like strawberry would always be what was left.
That's cool. You'd be fun to hang out with because everybody else eats the strawberry and leaves it.
You all get the strawberry.
I may actually have to go get me some ice cream after we're done with the show. I've got 1.5 gallons in there waiting for me. I think it's for me. It's probably for like our guests. I may let them have some.
Maybe.
If there's any left. Terry BB says, I call it Napoleon. I actually did too when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I called it Napoleon ice cream. I thought that's what it was. Yeah, not because I don't know why.
Well, what the heck does Neapolitan even mean? What does politan mean? Does neo
Je ne sais pas.
Neapolitan? What the hell is that?
I think, and I'm just going to say here, just because based on my worldliness, I think Neapolitan is like of part of Italy, from Naples, Italy,
like an actual place
of Naples. Yeah. So they don't call themselves Napolites; they call themselves Neapolitans.
Oh.
Like in Shakespeare times, you'll actually hear them refer to themselves as Neapolitans. And in the Tempest, whenever the two clowns run into each other on the shore again, they're like, "Hey, 2 Neapolitans survived," and they're talking about.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Naples.
Show
me your Naples.
You know how it is. I just know old people stuff. It's old people stuff. Is what that is. Chemical Squirrel says, I tried homemade ice cream. It takes too long. It does take time. If you have the time, homemade ice cream is fucking awesome. The vanilla, oh my goodness gracious. It was delicious. Have you ever made it or been there?
No, it looks like I've seen people even make it in like a little plastic bag somehow.
Yeah. They used to have these buckets and you had a handle on top of them like this and you twirl it, right? And it would, in the side, it would stir up the stuff, the ice and all the shit that you put in there to make the ice cream. And then they started putting like motors on them. So you get a little motor, you push a button and it and make your ice cream for you.
Right.
Man, that's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Well, because I've seen people with those, what are they called? NutriBlend, the little blenders, like the little handheld. Like I've seen them do it make it in there with like their attachment. Just make like a
Yeah.
little cup of ice cream right off the cuff. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
That is pretty cool.
Mhm.
Pretty cool. Adrian Belgrave says ice cream is my wife is all about ice cream, unfortunately. See, that works though. Really, it works. Whenever you go get snackies or treats, get some ice cream. Get some of what you like and get some ice cream. Because if you both like ice cream, then you're both going to eat the ice cream and you're going to be like, fuck, we ain't got no ice cream because you ate my ice cream. But if one of you likes cakes and the other one likes ice cream, then you can kind of go get some cakes and ice cream. As long as you stay in your own damn lane, everybody's happy. See, she eats all that. Whenever you guys go to a party and people hand you a plate that's got cake and ice cream on it, you guys are a team. She's going to eat the ice cream. You're going to eat the cake. And then you both got each a plate. So you give her your ice cream and she gives you, I mean, that's the best way. That's the best way. I think you lucked into something.
Great.
You just don't realize it yet. You'll get there, Adrian.
Sometimes when me and Hubs go out to eat, like if we're not sure what we want, but we sometimes want the same type of food, we'll just split it. Like, okay, you get that, I'll get this, and then we'll half our meal. That's really nice when we can do that because then you get like 2 different meals.
Yeah. Salt of the Red Earth says, I just eat the vanilla from the Neapolitan. You know, that's there are a lot of people that way. I used to particularly like the chocolate. Like in my 20s, I don't know why, but in my kids as a little kid, I remember distinctly liking the strawberry. I think it's because you never saw it. It's pretty rare to see. I was very poor. We didn't get it very often. But the other ones you might get, the strawberry or the chocolate or vanilla you could get that at even McDonald's back then. They had the little,
Oh yeah.
softy ice cream.
If they're
I learned something. Let's learn something together about that. Okay. The machines work. They always work. The problem is that the machine requires cleaning on a certain schedule.
right.
And if they don't clean it, it will shut itself down and it will not work because it's right. So there's a lot of them out there that work. There's nothing wrong with them. They just haven't.
But they don't have the
cleaned.
people. Yeah, they don't have the people to do the whatever it is, the resources.
So the machine won't work until it's cleaned.
It's a shame.
It's just kind of, yep. Muddy Filbert says, I like the strawberry ice cream with the real strawberries in it. I appreciate that. And I know this is a strange topic to be covering, but we'll cover it. I appreciate that, but strawberries I find to be, I love the flavor. The texture bothers me because they're dirty. They've got all the seeds in them. The taste in your mouth is yucky because it's got all the seeds. It tastes like you dropped it in the dirt and then you picked it up. That's not as bad as pears though. Pears really to me is just like the texture of a pear. It is a pear. It's been a long time since I've eaten one. A texture of a pear is very dirt. It's very dirt, like you're eating
It does
dirt.
have a texture too, and it depends like what kind of pear and like where it is and its ripeness. But yes, some
That's
are
right.
really like they have that grainy kind of texture to them.
And I think that's really mostly raw pears, I think, because I don't remember ever, and maybe I did experience it in
when they're
pear pie.
not
Yeah, in pear pie, I guess there is, they cut it in shape of apples. And it's kind of has I guess so. Pears, yeah. Like Mighty Filbert says, the pears are like an apple that has gravel on it. Yeah, you dropped it in the dirt, now you have to eat it anyway. Let's End a Jedi for $5. Thank you for the super chat. Says, remember that guy driving the ice cream truck and half the neighborhood kids lost their minds? Ice cream, mom scream. Yeah, I remember. I remember we never had the money. We never had the money. I remember one time I was down visiting my older brother. He had gotten married and he was older than us, and we were still little kids, and we went to visit him in Fort Worth. And I remember going through a penny bank full of pennies and coins, and we were trying to get enough money for the ice cream truck that was going to come. But by the time we got enough money out of it, he had already come and gone, or some business. Like, ice cream trucks just not the outside of the movie Friday.
Oh yeah,
Big worm. Big worm. Yeah.
I think maybe once or twice I was able to get a ice cream from an ice cream truck, but yeah, we weren't.
Yeah.
We didn't have money like that either.
Let's see here. Somebody said something caught my eye. It says, I still love cherry Garcia. I do too. I enjoy cherry Garcia. There's just enough cherries in it. They're cherries. They're real cherry pieces.
Mhm.
It's not like a cherry, like, you know, what are they called? The ones that are in the chocolate casing, the cherries covered in chocolate with the liquid syrup on top of it. I don't remember what those things are called. Pardon me, but they're very yucky. When you bite into them, sure, you get a cherry, but you also get this mouthful of liquid stuff. I don't like that. Ben and Jerry's, though, cherry Garcia is pretty good. What I like to do, my friends, here you are. Let me shave a year or two off your life. What I like to do is I like to go down and I like to get a pint of Ben and Jerry's cherry Garcia and a chocolate milk. Work with me here, friends. And then you get back at the house and you put both of those into a blender and you blend that shit together. And then you drink that with a spoon, like, you know, like a slushy, or, oh my gosh, that's so delicious. It's very delicious. It's tasty and delicious.
Mouths are going to be watering all day for all
Yes.
this food we're talking about today.
Yes.
Oh.
Cordial cherries. That's right, Alex. Actually, not cordial. Yeah. The cordial ones. And I mean, I dig it if you're into that sort of. I remember being a kid, and that was, again,
My
a
mom
luxury.
loved them.
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
I
my
really
mom treated them as a luxury. So I didn't know any different until I realized, like, nowadays, like,
Yeah.
Me no
Well,
likey.
I felt the same way until I got alone with a package of them.
mm-hmm.
You know, because before you always got like one, and you're like, oh, okay, and it's like a novelty, and you know, you're like, what
Yeah,
what
like,
just happened to my
that's not
face?
bad.
My inner face is really sweet. Anyway, but being alone and eating a lot of them, did it?
No, it not. That'll make your tummy feel sick really
will.
quick. And the
will.
packaging is, it's like you can't even get away with eating them though, because the packaging, it comes in those little like plastic carton
Uh-huh.
where it supports each individual, and it's like crinkle, 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 crinkle,
That's
crinkle,
right.
crinkle. You ain't eating them in private.
That's right. They ain't no sneaking around. And
No.
you know, each little crinkle is calling to you, Jerry, in goose sauce.
Mhm.
It's the I used to love the chocolate. I eat the chocolate off the top of it and try not to spill the junk. And then you drink all the junk out of it and get that out of the way. Eat the
Yeah.
cherry. Then you got a shell of chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
Me and chocolate, we go way back. We're like this.
Yeah.
I love
It
me
was
some
like
chocolate.
a little journey when you ate it. So it's kind of like fun as a kid. But
Yeah,
now I'm just like, what the like, why did I even like this? Well,
Why would you? Yes. We liked it because we were told it was good, because we were told it was luxury. You know, I don't know if you know this, but a lot of people, they think lobster is the big fancy thing, but lobster used to be a poor person food, a dirt poor person food. On the East Coast, they used to
Wow.
give it to the workers, to the slaves.
Wow.
Lobster was poor people food, dirt poor people food. And then
Now
somebody said it's not. I don't know. I've never been able to eat it. My twin brother ate some. I remember as a little kid. I'm thinking 6 or 7. He went with them to Red Lobster. He came back and they had the food and he was puking, disgusting sick.
Oh,
Probably not even from that. We have no idea what he was sick from, but you associate. And I remember thinking it was because of that. Yeah.
love you. Yeah, I've eaten at Red Lobster maybe once or twice. I like their biscuits.
Oh, really? Good homemade Southern biscuit kind of situation.
I mean, I don't know about homemade, but they're good.
What gets me what gets me about it is as you walk up, the smell of fish. The smell of fish just kind of bothers me.
It's not my thing. Not
yeah,
even lobster. It's
I'm just not, it's not my thing. They're roaches of the sea. And I wouldn't sit down and eat a roach no more than I would eat any other cephalopod.
I mean, they probably have a lot of protein.
Maybe they do. Yeah. I gotta say that there are a lot of things in this world that have protein that I won't eat. I'm just saying. Yeah, I know it sounds fun. Bear Thelma says, I don't do fish or shrimp. Me either, really. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I've had some pretty good catfish. I really have. I had somebody a neighbor one time bring me some catfish that they'd caught and they'd cooked themselves, and they'd cooked it right and it was delicious. And you didn't smell fish. It didn't taste fishy like a fish. It tasted good. What I would assume other people think of fish whenever somebody sits down and eats tilapia, I assume it doesn't all taste like fish or people wouldn't eat it. But other than that, I've never strayed.
Aren't most tilapia like procured from
Grown?
fish farms? Yeah.
Yeah, I think most of them are. Yeah, most of them are grown. Yeah.
That's a shame.
Yeah, I don't know.
Life.
And yeah. Real Talk says I like salmon too. Salmon depends on where you're from. I've never had it that I can remember. Maybe I have, and I just don't remember. I do remember. Not long after me and the evil one got together, the girl decided that was the girl is the daughter. She decided she was going to prepare salmon for the guy who became the husband, and the whole house stank. I remember the whole house stinking of fish. Yeah, that was a thing. So it's just not a thing. Not a fan.
Mm-hmm.
There's a really interesting factoid, I believe. And once again, check me on this, friends. Don't just trust me because I'm a liar. I'm an atheist, right? That's all we do. But there was this thing where this fishmonger, I don't know. I don't know. I think I heard it was true, but it's also not true. I don't know. Anyway, look it up for yourselves. There was a fishmonger who was the brother-in-law, I believe, of one of the popes. And his business was struggling. And so the Pope person made it to where you don't eat you don't eat meat on Fridays. Therefore, people would have to eat fish. So thereby helping his brother-in-law's business.
Really?
So the reason why people eat fish is because a Pope wanted to help out his brother-in-law.
Oh my goodness.
I do believe.
If that's true, that's cray.
But a lot of people don't realize how weird popes in the past have been. There have been some crazy people with orgies and like just crazy things that these popes, you wouldn't believe. There was one, I think, where they had prostitutes and they were putting walnuts. There was a walnut competition of how many they could keep in their hoo-ha or some business like that.
Really?
It was
Oh
the popes were weird. They've done some really strange things. And I don't know if was Jeffrey Epstein Catholic? I believe he was, because I've seen an image of Pope John Paul, I think it was, or whichever pope at the time, blessing him and Ghislaine Maxwell in person. They'd gone. No, it tracks. It really kind of does.
I mean, it would track. That's for sure.
Lil of all trades says beaver is fish. That's right. That's kind of how they got around some of that too. Let me see if I was right or if I was wrong. Some people will correct me in the chat. Wasn't there city? Let's see. Beaver can smell like fish. Yeah, I suspect it probably can. I give you seafood fiends credit. I see an octopus on my plate and I'm running out the door. Yeah, I gotta say, somebody had to be really hungry to sit there and go, you know what? I'm going to eat that thing.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah, probably. And is that how it started? It started out, people were like hungry and ate it. And they're like, hey, this shit ain't bad. And somehow it became a luxury food.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, somebody had to be brave enough to eat it.
Lil of all trades says it happened in England, but because Elizabeth wanted trained sailors for the Navy. I'm not sure we're talking about the same. I'm not sure what we're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what we're talking about. I already forget. Well, Good Friday, but that's a religious thing, not a queen thing, Elizabeth thing. So we're probably not talking about the same thing. Squid is good, says Gile. Squid is good if you like chewing on things. If you just like to sit there and go, that's been my experience with calamari. If it's like fried and like done crispy, it's not so bad. But otherwise, I wouldn't. I don't. Not into it.
Yeah. And yeah, that if you ever mistake calamari and think you're getting onion rings, that's
Ooh,
going to be a very bad experience
that's
for
a bad
you.
day.
And that was the day I had. I had
Yeah.
that day one time. And if you're familiar with calamari and the fried ones like she's talking about, you know how they look just like fucking onion rings. I mean,
I do.
I could see how a man could go wayward, and I went wayward. It was not good. Calamari is nasty, says Adrian. Right? Am I right or am I right? Adrian is right. Now there's the deal about oysters. Have you ever eaten oysters? I mean, I respect those folks who can. Oh, she was the head of the Church of England, which followed the Catholic. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, see, I can believe that. Google says the fish thing is a myth. See, that's what I thought I heard. I thought I heard that first it was the truth, and I believed it. And then I thought I remember disbelieving it for some reason. But I'm old, right? And I forget shit. So
I know, right? I forget.
Real calamari is amazing, but hard to find. Mostly you get served pig anuses. No, it doesn't matter because I don't eat calamari anyway. So it's not like I'm going to stumble accidentally across and find myself eating pig anuses when I didn't mean to. That's not likely to be a scenario that's going to come up in my experience.
I think I had a oyster once, and it's just
yeah.
I spat that thing out so quick.
Yeah, again, that's another one of those deals where somebody's like, ooh, how hungry you got to be when you're looking at that and going, oh man, that looks good.
No, thank you.
I just like, damn, it's just rough. But there's a lot of people who really like them. I guess they eat them with stuff. Or what's that other thing? Those little fishes.
Yes, sardines.
Those sardines, yes. I just can't. Ooh.
Have you ever watched one of those videos of people eating or unraveling the can of like the smelliest fish in the world?
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
It must reek so bad because there's like
so bad.
as soon as the seal pops, they're already gagging.
Right. You'd be like, why would anchovies? Anchovies. There you go. Anchovies. Anchovies and sardines. I was actually thinking of sardines. Well, maybe I was thinking anchovy. They're both yucky.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were you saying? You were saying about
the smelliest fish. I don't remember where it comes from.
Fish. That reminds me of So who's like, ooh, I'm gonna eat that, right? But also Worcestershire sauce.
Oh yeah.
If you know what Worcestershire sauce is made of, or how they make it, or how they discovered, or how they made it, it's a fish sauce. For those of you who don't know, because if you're a steak person and you think Worcestershire sauce is for cows, well, that's what you were taught. But it's actually a fish sauce, and they make it by putting it in like some kind of something like
fish
vinegar.
booty hole.
They put it in like vinegar, fish in vinegar, and they put it underground and they store it in this stuff, and they leave it there for months and months and months for it to distillate. And so fish vinegar, yucky stuff. It's just hard. It's hard on the body. It's hard. To know how they make it. And then the thinking, like, how did they decide? How did they find that out? Did that accidentally happen one time? They normally stored their fish in vinegar for like a day or two, and then they forgot about this one jar and left it in there for weeks and pulled it down there. Like, that's some good looking shit. Let's eat that.
Oh, it makes me want to vomit.
It really does. Who does that? I mean, wow. Anyway.
Theo said it's he gave the name surströmming.
Oh, yeah.
Is the
surströmming, the smelly fish. That's right. Dave Murphy's in the chat. Hello, Dave Murphy. Thank you for joining us. I enjoy your short videos. His excuse me, and then he lights them up. Yeah. And really, just briefly, an aside, if you will, it's amazing how many of them have zero grammar control. And you would think they would know at this point that you're going to bash their balls on grammar. I mean, how long have we been doing it? Ever since the birth of the internet, we've been like, it's there, not there, you fucking moron. It's your with an apostrophe, not your, and yet they get them all the time.
I try like when I'm in his comment section to use my punctuation, but sometimes
There you
I
go.
just
Gotta
don't.
use it right. Because Dave will look down on you for bad punctuation, bad
Well,
grammar.
that's okay. I don't mind.
That's okay.
People
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. I mean, there are those out there who are inferior when it comes to grammatical abilities.
Yeah.
And they may not be able to help it. I think they're called maggots. Yeah, so Worcestershire sauce is kind of yucky when you really realize what it's made of and how it's made. And then you wonder how did they decide, man, that's some good shit right there.
They're weird over there, them English people.
Well, my understanding, and again, look me up if I'm wrong, the guys who got the idea for Worcestershire sauce got it from India. So they were English people who traveled to India, and they found this recipe that they brought back. And so they weren't even smart enough the white man wasn't even smart enough to figure it out himself. He stole it. So Worcestershire sauce is actually an Indian fish sauce. It's not a steak sauce. And you Texans just don't know. They just don't know.
If you have to, like, I mean, some people do they just need to put sauce on everything, but you shouldn't have to put stuff on a steak.
Yeah. You know, you kind of shouldn't really. But one of the things is it really doesn't matter as long as you don't know what it's made of and it doesn't hurt you. It's like the spider in the cup, you know. Are you familiar with the Shakespeare and the spider in the cup?
No.
He goes on about how so you drank coffee from that cup all day, not realizing that yesterday there was a spider in the cup. Now, had you known there was a spider in the cup, it would have affected you and you'd spit it out and you'd be like, blah, I don't want the spider cup. But it didn't hurt you. It didn't bother you at all because you didn't know there was a spider in the cup.
Yeah.
So Worcestershire sauce is just fine. Ancient Mediterranean too, says Secular Feelinist. I think, they had storefish. There's actually quite a few different fish sauces, is my understanding. This Worcestershire has expanded my horizons in the world of fish sauce, and I ate none of them. And they say anchovies are fermented in barrels. So there's quite a few of them that they put in there, and they just ferment the shit out of this stuff, and that's where they get this umami flavor that they get out of
felching? I feel like I know what felching is, but
we talked about felching just not long back on the show. There's a couple different versions of what felching is. I always thought it had something to do with stuff, and apparently, yeah. Let's see. Did you find it? Now I got to know what soy sauce is made out of.
Wait,
what is soy sauce? Is that right? What is soy sauce?
I don't know what soy sauce is, but am I going to be grossed out when I find out?
Okay. Well, no, I don't think so. Soy sauce is made from a fermented mixture of soybeans, wheat, salt, and water. The traditional process involves a long fermentation period, typically 6 months to 3 years, where molds like blah, 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 Aspergillus oryzae, and the other one are used to break down the ingredients to develop a characteristic flavor.
Can it get you drunk?
I don't guess.
Does it have alcohol content?
Yeah, I don't guess. But, I mean, it just does sound kind of not as bad as fish sauce that they've stuck in fish and fermented fish. Blood, guts, head, brains, eyeball, the entire damn fish is fermented into a jelly sauce.
Roly-poly fish heads, eat them up, yum. Anybody remember that song?
I do remember. What's that from?
I don't know. I just remember the song, fish heads, fish heads.
Yeah, I gotta look that up. Fish head song. I remember it too. Are we that old? Fish heads song.
Yeah, where'd it come from? I just remember fish heads spinning.
Oh, one of the old YouTube things. Let's see here. What do I got?
Rainbow Ash, can you share a quick story about your deconstruction journeys? Oh, a quick story. Rainbow Ash asked us to share a quick story about your deconstruction journey.
I'll let you go first. This one's kind of, yours was, we kind of covered yours recently.
Shorten the story, Ryan. Okay. Basically, it was a bad relationship. I went back and forth several times. I knew that it wasn't right, but I just couldn't put my finger on it. And finally, when I got to become an adult and enough separation, my critical thinking skills kind of started to come into play. And I felt safer asking more questions. And the more questions I could ask and realize I couldn't get the answers, or I was being fed lies, that just started the process of, I think that's a long and short. Yeah. And then once I finally had enough separation, I was like, oh, that is a bad relationship. And I'm never, ever, ever, ever going back. Finally.
Yeah. I wasn't properly indoctrinated as a child, so I never really truly, I don't think, believed so much. I always felt awkward, like in prayer circles. I'd be like the guy looking around going, you gotta really take this serious, don't you? So I don't really think I was ever that into it. I remember being a light Christian, and one of my friends claimed he was leaving the religion because he was mad at God or something. So me and another friend helped bring him back into the faith, if you will. And then years later, I came back, and that's Mike I've talked about on the show, where I came back years later, and he's down on Central holding signs saying, talk to me about Jesus. And I was like, damn, I did that.
You were that person.
Yeah, I helped put him in that situation. Mm-hmm. I set him on the path so I actually set myself to trying to undo that. And
that's good.
Yeah. And then, that was, I came to visit, and I ended up down on Central at 2:00 in the morning on a Saturday, with all the drunks and whatnot, talking to these Christians and defending atheism and secularism about why shouldn't we have the God in the Bible, or why shouldn't we have God on the money? Why shouldn't we have, one nation under God in the schools? And I'm like, well, you wouldn't want it if it were this, or, so I found out even not being an actual kind of professional atheist like I am now, I was defending these, to me, what were obvious points. Let's see.
Oh, Dave, that's right. Dave grew up believing that Jehovah was God, Jesus was his son, and Christians and everyone else was wrong. Yep. Everybody else was wrong. We had it right. We were special. We were in on the secret. And, we would go to school feeling compelled to have to talk to not strangers, but kids at school about religion. Like, nobody wants to go to school and talk about religion. People want to go to school and talk about boys or dating or sports or, the math test they have to prepare for. Like, get over yourself.
Right.
It was so annoying to make kids feel guilty, because I tried not to, but I'd feel guilty for it.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about Jehovah.
Yeah. I remember one time thinking that somebody was telling me that his name was sacred, and that the name we use for him is not the real name. It's something else that we don't. I remember thinking, how far down the rabbit hole does that go? How many different names does it go by? And that was
many.
Many. And that kind of reminds me of the word bear from Germany, I think it is. The German word for bear is not the real German word for bear. It's just they were so afraid that if you said the word for bear, it would call it forth. So like Voldemort, they would not use the word bear, so they changed to the word bear that we know. That's
so cool. But do we know what the word was?
I don't think we do.
We lost it to time. I mean, there's a possibility we have no idea how exactly this special God of the Bible's name was ever supposed to be, because we have different forms. We know it was spelled different ways, so we don't know which is the correct, or if that was an original.
Mm-hmm. And see, there's a couple of people in the chat posting that biar or bar, a bear, I get that. I totally get that. Hundreds of years ago, when they were using that word, they were using that word for bear to avoid using the real word for bear, whatever that word was. And of course, as always, check me on that.
Better than him. That's how curse words happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You just create another word. Like, it's just kind of silly. Like, words are words. Get over yourself. Except for some words, right? Like, I get, but for the most part, it's silly to say, like, oh, I can't say Jehovah. I can't say Yahweh. Boo.
Yeah. There's one thing when it's just words that hurt. Some people like using the words that hurt. I tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up and read our super chats for today. I got a lot going on today. I'm going to go do with the evil one. Maybe I can even get fed. If I'm not getting fed, I'm going to eat some ice cream because ice cream is delicious. Talking about ice cream. Okay, let me see here. Thank you all for your support here in the super chats and whatnot, fan funding. We have got Lieutenant Jedi for $5 said, remember that guy driving the ice cream truck and half the neighborhood kids losing their minds? Ice cream, mom, ice cream. Yes, I do remember that. As mentioned, I kind of remember being poor.
Dave, stop it.
Yeah. What's Dave doing?
He said ice cream makes me think of felching. Why? I want to see how you eat an ice cream.
Oh, yeah. How do you eat your ice cream? Because I remember what the other version of felching is, and it wasn't pretty. So you ain't right, Dave. You ain't right. Guys, I'll tell you what, I'll see you tomorrow for Thursday. I don't know. Are you going to be available tomorrow? I mean, I'm not a Thanksgiving guy, but I am going to take the day off. I think it is. Yeah.
Oh, see, that's how unaware. Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
I guess, but yeah, I don't think we're. Yeah. So.
Yeah. It's only a big thing for us because we have family.
Right. No. I get it. I get it.
That's hard. If we can't wait. I don't want to say that. We can't wait. Anyway, all right, guys. Did you? Finest plugs in says found the bear thing. Okay, I guess that might be. I'm gonna chalk that up to being true for now, until I hear otherwise. Guys, you have a wonderful day. We'll see you tomorrow. Miss Ryan, see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Bye. Have a good one.
Yes, I think we're gonna stream tomorrow, guys. So we'll be here, unless the evil one tells me not to. But I think we will. We'll see you tomorrow. Sin safely, my friends. Take care.
Got a house that smells like old cheese and shame. Father Flanagan's flesh candles change the game. Goat-scented thrills for your soul's delight. Light it up, baby, make your room right. When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan, here to set the tone. Confession booth, busy, no need to stress. Light a candle and forget your mess. Gross odors vanish like sins in the wind. With each wick, guess who's your new best friend? When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan, here to set the tone. Lambs and calves may have their day, but goat's the scent that leads the way. Clean your slate with a sniff so pure. Father Flanagan's got the cure. Turn your home into a saintly space. With every whiff, find redeeming grace. From your living room to the kitchen sink, light the gold candle, don't even think.